Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at doing the same sort of analysis but using pivot tables. This is my preferred way of analyzing data because it allows for quite a lot of flexibility really fast. So let's go ahead. So first thing you do is to highlight all your data and then you click the data tab and go, I'll just go automatic and see what it does. What you want to do is have that sitting over here. Now that's the date field that I've added as the values because it needs something to count. So we're counting the number of dates that currently are in the table. Now you can do all sorts of stuff like averaging and standard deviations and minimum, maximum, all that stuff. We won't worry about most of those because most of those extra type data types or stat analysis is probably not going to be needed. Count is good enough. Okay, now let's have a look to see how many people are a gender. So I can just drag and drop that into columns. It tells me that in this data, there is 12 men and 6 women. Hopefully I can make this a bit bigger. Okay, let's do that, about 200. Okay, perfect. Now I can do it this way as well. I can drag it here. It tells me the same information as this one, except it's in rows versus columns. Okay, now let's see what the color preferences are. Now you could do it this way. You can drag it and drop it over here. So this shows me that we have, actually let's do a little bit of formatting so we can read it a little bit better. Okay, cool. So we've got 12, so we've got 12 men, of which 6 like red and 6 like yellow. We've got 6 women and 4 like red and 2 like yellow. But once again, this is a little bit more difficult to read. It's far better to do it this way. Okay, that gives the same information, but in a much more nicer, easy to read table. So I go men, total 12, 6 like red, 6 like yellows, similarly on the other side. Now what you can also do is add in the emotional data. So now that tells me that of the men that we have, what the emotional level is. So there's of the men, there's 6 that are happy and 6 that are sad, and their color preferences. So if I want men who are happy and like red, the answer is 3. So you see how all of a sudden having this sort of data and just trying to work out how many are men, how many are women is not quite as meaningful or even as insightful as having something like this. I can change the order around as well, so I can drag and drop that at the bottom. So now I've got my first level is the emotion level. So I've got angry. I've got how many people are totally angry, which is 6, of which I've got 4 women and who like red, and I've got 2 women who like yellow. Similarly, you could do this, where I can split of the color. So I've got no. So in this case, I've got a blank here. So they're telling me that there is no men who are angry, who like red. Sorry. So red, angry, and men. And similarly, there are no men who are also like yellow and are angry. And then there's some blank fields here as well. So just to kind of give you a quick example that this is probably the most powerful tool in Excel, or at least for the kind of data analysis that we want to do. And it's purely as easy as just kind of dragging and dropping stuff around. See if I want to see the emotional status and gender. So I can look at that. Not a perfectionist. Men, women. Let's see if I want to see the emotional by irrespective of gender. So I can drag that back out. So now it's telling me the people who are perfectionists happen to be angry, or sorry, people who are not perfectionists happen to be angry, and people who are perfectionists tend to be happy. This is made up data, okay? So I'm not sure that's true. and of which not perfectionist, pretty much everybody is sad. It's hard to find a sad person who's a perfectionist in this data set. So just by dragging and dropping things around into the pivot table builder, you start getting kind of granular analysis, and then you can go to deeper level by doing stuff like this. Let's go through that. And sorry, date should be sitting over here. Okay, so this tells me once again quite a bit of data about perfectionist and color preferences by emotion. And I can go the other way around as well. I can even go one level deeper that way. So I can go, well, give me everybody who's not a perfectionist, and then to give me the color preferences, and then split by emotion, or the other way around. I want the perfection level, and then the emotional level, and then the color preferences. Or you can do this. So the point being that you sort of are limited by your imagination as to how you want to analyze the data. But this is a very powerful tool. It's very fast, and it gives you granular understanding that's just not available by looking at just data at a very kind of basic level, like, oh, how many of my, what percentage of my of the people who went through my decision tree are men versus women. That's not quite as exciting or as insightful as getting combinations of what's happening inside the data set by combining the various custom fields or the various attributes about your market that you have collected. Thank you, and I hope that kind of gives you a brief overview. This is not to give you a full analysis on how to end up using pivot tables. There's plenty of videos on YouTube, but the best way to learn this is to just create one, make a very basic one, even if it's not real data, and start dragging and dropping things around, and you'll soon get a hang of how the whole thing works. And that, I think, is going to serve you really well in analyzing data for your market. Thank you, and bye for now.